Welcome back to the Grizzly Sports Report. It's Montana State Week, or Cat Week. Do we not say Montana State? I don't know.
You say what you want to say. I'll say what I want to say. How's
okay,
that?
so what week is it then?
It's rivalry week for
okay.
us, and we'll be excited about this week, certainly.
When you look at your opponent for this week, how much have you watched them throughout the course of the year? How much did maybe the game plan begin in the off season? When did you really start looking at Montana State?
Well, during the season, you're locked in on that week, and so you don't spend any time. So we catch some crossover on the film, where we're watching. We catch you can't help but shoot a glance on the other side of the ball that you're looking at, and so we've seen a little bit of them. Obviously, we've started on it already this morning, and I'm big on this week. I have, as I mentioned after the game, I have a real love-hate relationship with the week, just because I love winning this game. Just from a personal standpoint, our team embraces it and loves winning this game. But losing it's really difficult. So what can happen, and so there's a little bit of dread that goes along with that part of it too. So anyway, my favorite week of the year.
4 in a row before you left for UNLV. What have the last 8 years been like during this week for you, Coach? Because you're an alum, this game matters, of course. What was it like sitting maybe from the sidelines rather than being the head coach in the middle of this?
I watched it, and one of the things about coaching in the Mountain West is we always had night games, so I could always watch it. And I remember way back, even before the last time I coached here, I remember watching it. We had the Apple Cup, and it was a night game, and I got to watch it on TV that day. But our video director at UNLV, he always knew to have the computer so I could get on it, and he'd have it in my hotel room for me. And we'd get done. I'd schedule our meetings around it, so I'd have a couple hours free to watch it, and I'd be in my room by myself, glued to that dang TV screen. So, yeah, I care about this one.
Football, it's an emotional sport. There's a lot of momentum in a game. And there's going to be a lot of emotions, especially early. How have you experienced, in that game when everybody's so kind of jacked up in the beginning and then things kind of settled down? I guess, how are those key moments in the beginning, and how do you kind of manage those?
I always feel like after you take your first hit or deal your first blow in the game, then you kind of settle in. So I don't worry about all that stuff too much. I just want to make sure that we are focused on assignment.
You've never shied away from saying the pressure to win at this place, Coach. How much pressure do you feel to win this game compared to any of the other 10? And that pressure, specifically this time around, is really competitive pressure. When you really, really want to win games, and like I like to say, you guys will ask me, is this a must-win? Well, every game's a must-win at Montana. That's what it is. And certainly, when you're highly competitive, which our group is, then there's pressure to win a game. And you have to learn to deal with that. But we put that pressure on our guys every week. So this week, in terms of the pressure, I hope isn't much different. And that's somewhat by design with how we do business.
I know you haven't dove into the film a ton yet, but you know that they kind of like to run the ball and kind of be physical. So is this going to be a pretty, a blue-collar Montana State type game?
Well, like Riley and I say often, the first time we say that, that's a scoring fest. Everybody's throwing every down or whatever. But we'll dig into it, and I think that most Grizzly Bobcat games are pretty much what they are. Two teams going at it, and the team that plays the hardest, the longest, will win the game.
What's the Hauck family reunion going to be like this week? You've said on the radio, you've said before, you're not very enjoyable to be around throughout the course of this week, Coach. So is anyone even coming to talk to you, see you before a kickoff at noon on Saturday?
No, we need to, as I said, we need to kind of bunker in. The state's hyper-focused on this game, and everybody's got a deal. And, all your friends feel obligated to text you every day and try to call you, and the voicemail will fill up and all that stuff. And so, don't be offended. I'm not calling you back.
Disclaimer, Coach Hauck isn't getting back to you this week.
That's right.
All right, Coach, well, we'll let you go and let you start on the homework. Big week.
All right, I'll take this with me. We'll see if we can get another one next week.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be joined by Reggie Tillman after the break.